Welcome back, Hitch Press, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Law. Joining us today is a 6-3 welterweight fighting at home at LFA 206 on April 11th in Minnesota against Omoyele Gonzalez. He is Joey, the Hitman Hart. Joey, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, dude. I know you got, like I said, you got a busy week coming up, and at least you get a fun at the end of it. That's gonna be good. So
Exactly.
we'll get it done. All right, the Hitman. I'm sure you've been asked a million times. How'd that come about? And is it because you're a pro wrestling fan?
No, it's not. It's not because I'm a pro wrestling guy. It just clicked. It just sounded cool. And it just stuck right away. I think my friends were calling me it, and
Yeah.
I had to go with that.
It's so clean though, man. It fits so well.
Right.
Like it's just perfect. I was just like, it's got to be something there. So no, it's a perfect nickname. And they gave it to you. You didn't give it to yourself, right? So that
Well,
worked out.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Fighting in your home state, Minnesota. What was it like growing up in your hometown?
Yeah, it's a smallish town, like 20,000 people. So, there wasn't even like an MMA gym. It was like I had to do like go to the Wilmer Golden Gloves and box there, and then drive up to where I live now in St. Cloud and try to get some sparring with the fighters there. But it was cool. My childhood, normal, just hanging out with friends, biking, basically get on your bike and run around town all day, and see what you can get into. And yeah, I got into martial arts like around like 17, 18, and started boxing.
And what did it just pique your interest? Have you been watching, MMA before? What happened?
Yeah, I didn't really know about it at all. I wasn't like
Mm.
watching the UFC or anything like that. And then a buddy just had showed me it, like not even watching a fight night, just watching like random highlights, and that got me into it. So I started actually watching the UFC cards, and yeah, I was hooked.
That's it's a good way to do it. Which fighter was there? A fighter that you saw? You're just like, whoa, hey, that guy. I want to be him.
For sure, Anderson Silva was like the guy. But yeah, just like that 2014 ish kind of era, like
Mhm.
TJ Dillashaw, guys like that. Yeah.
Yeah, what was your favorite thing about Anderson Silva? Because his game, and when he was like the GOAT at a time where it was like we were kind of going from that whole you could be like a like a barroom brawler and still fight in the UFC to like more technical. He was one of those first ones that was very very technical. What about his game did you like the most?
No, yeah, like you just said, like the technical aspect, like him versus Chris Lieben, it was like you said, like a really a brawler versus like a sniper, and it was just something I had never seen before. And then his clinch I thought was super cool. Not knowing anything about fighting and just seeing like how he could. He didn't look like a super strong guy, but just seeing how he could like control another grown man like that and just destroy him with the knees and the clinch, I'm like that's something different. So I was instantly interested.
Yeah, the cool. I mean, I think the psychology of him is to me, he's one of those first guys that beat you before you got in there. I mean, how many
Yeah,
guys do we see go in there and they were just like, yeah, I'm ready to take on him, but once you're face to face with them, they're just like, it's kind of wild.
different. Yeah, the aura of him. Yeah, for sure.
You ever got to meet him?
No, that'd be awesome too someday. But no,
Mhm.
I never have.
All right, wait, I feel like it'll happen. We'll see. We'll see. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure you'll get there, dude. All right, let's get into it, man. Kind of going through a bit of a skid here, dropping two in a row. Have you gone? I mean, I'm sure you've gone back with your team, dissected, the two fights, figured out one went wrong. Have you had to make a lot of big changes, or just kind of fine tuning, or just like what has been your process like coming back from those two?
Yeah, a little bit of both, a little bit of like big changes in some directions, but also just fine tuning. Always trying to focus on like what I'm good at,
Mm-hmm.
and try to improve those things, and not just improving what I'm good at, but like trying to, because it's mixed martial arts. There's so many different aspects to the game that like in some of these fights, I feel like I haven't gotten to bring the fight into my realm. You know what I mean? Like and make it my kind of fight. So just kind of like getting those pathways, like getting from one spot to the next, where I want the fight to be, is something I've worked on a lot in the last few months. But also just my general game, grappling, takedown defense, striking, defense, everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like I said, it's a full game to become more well rounded. When you go into practice, all right, let's say I'm sure you have scheduled out and everything. Striking this day, grappling this day,
Yeah.
wrestling, cardio, whatever. What day gets you the most excited when you're like, oh, it's so and so day?
Oh, sparring.
Yeah.
We spar twice a week, at least during camp. So I'd
Mhm.
say if I had to pick one of the sparring sessions,
Mhm.
Damn, that's tough. I'll say Tuesday when we go with the big gloves, just because it's a little bit harder. And yeah, kickboxing for most of the rounds with takedowns at the end, so it's a good time.
Favorite guy in your gym to spar with? Shout him out.
Damn, no, now
Come
you
on,
really put me on the
shout
spot. It's
him
like I gotta
out.
just pick one. Dang, I'm gonna say Augie. Augie, that's my guy.
Yeah.
We always have good rounds, but it's a bunch of guys in the gym that
Mhm.
always give me good work.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like as MMA evolves and everything, even the small towns are gathering, medium to large towns, I guess, right? We are kind of putting together these groups. Like I was just talking to another man fighting on the same card as you, Stephen Asplin, and he
Okay,
fights
yep.
at the basement, right? And it's a literal basement. Thomas Peterson's
Hmm.
in there and everything. So have you seen that kind of evolve like within your own town?
No, for sure. Not so much in my hometown of
Mhm.
Wilmer because I'm in St. Cloud now, but
Yeah.
even like here, it's definitely like a huge hub, and this isn't like a huge city or anything. It's becoming like a big hub for fighters where guys are coming from out of town to train with us, mostly because of our coach Brock Larson. You know, he's a legend in the game
Mhm.
in Minnesota martial arts. So um, yeah, it's definitely like I think all the Minnesota guys are kind of united, and like you just said, Steven, like I trained with him like a month ago. I got to spar
Nice.
with him at McCoon, so yeah, I'm excited to see him perform on this card this Friday. But yeah, I feel like everyone's willing to help everyone when it comes to the Minnesota martial arts, so it's pretty strong together.
Yeah, it's really cool to see LFA put you guys on the map and on the big stage like that. It's honestly going to be probably help you guys grow a lot more actually. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so you made your appearance in Contender Series in week 6 last year. What was the overall experience like? Because you got to experience what most of like a UFC fight week is like. How'd you when you took it in? What do you look back on?
Yeah, it was awesome. Honestly, only good things to say about the experience. I mean, other than the result,
Yeah,
I could have done without the loss, but no, like all the treatment from like getting picked up at the airport to just how professional all the weight cutting stuff was, them providing like personal sauna for the hotel and just everything. It was all like it couldn't be more smooth. And then right down to the fight, like getting to fight a high level opponent like that and it didn't go my way, but it's like that's about as close of a fight as you can have. So, that's a great thing as far as experience goes, like getting to get pushed to my limit and yeah, just getting to learn like what I can do, what little bits I can do more that would have made a difference. It's a big deal.
100%. So you got a taste of what the UFC is like. Has that attitude of the fireman? Like the next time you step into the octagon, that you're there to stay.
Oh, for sure. No, no, without a doubt. I feel like a big highlight reel knockout on this card could get me in a position where I can maybe get on the next season of the Contender Series. So, yeah, getting back there and getting it right this time. That's I mean the biggest thing on my mind right now.
All right, man. Time for redemption then, dude. We got to get a highlight here. You got
Yes, sir.
Gonzalez. Yeah, you got Gonzalez at home April 11th, LFA 206 in front of your people. How you feeling coming into this one?
I feel amazing. I just am getting ready to do my weight cut. In a couple days, got to make weight, so everything's going good like it always does. 170 is pretty easy for me to make, and yeah, I'm excited to make that walk again.
All right. Speaking of making the walk, he's making his return to LFA, having fought once there before, I think a handful of years ago. But he's
Right.
coming off 2 victories. What do you know about him, and have you gotten to break down some tape with your team?
Yeah. No, I know he's tough. He's from what I watched, he seems like a strong grappler, well rounded. I peeped his page and I seen he was training with Bilal,
Yeah.
the UFC champ in our division, so that's a big deal, out there in Chicago. And I know he's gonna be well prepared more than anything. And then as far as watching film, a lot of these guys, it's like sometimes you look up a guy and you're watching the only film on him is some fight that's 6 years old. It's like you don't have anything to go off of. But he fought in I think December,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a 3-round decision. So 15 minutes of perfect recent film for me to really study. That always gives me confidence when I can get a good grasp on the opponent.
Now, are you expecting him to do kind of the same game plan as Bennett did?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect him to just come in diving on legs. I think he'll attempt to strike, but I feel like everyone once I start like just kind of showing him the speed and just controlling the distance and kind of piling up the score on him. I feel like he's going to have to wrestle at some point, and probably early. I mean, it looks like he likes to grapple. He seems like a strong dude, so yeah, I expect him to come out and try to control me.
Does that happen to you a lot? You fight guys and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna strike with them, and then it's like, you want to say you're a striker till you got to fight a striker, then you're diving for legs. Does that happen to you a lot?
All the time, all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's not like the guys going into the fights are talking trash or saying they're gonna strike with me, but definitely, yeah, pretty much everybody I fought is trying to wrestle for the most part.
All right, man. You get the win on Friday. Hopefully a highlight reel knockout. You get some
That's
mic
right.
time. Who or what are you calling for next?
Damn, that's a tough one. I mean, next, yeah. So we're in April now. I guess if I can get in there, get a nice clean knockout without taking any damage, I'm ready to turn around and do it again. So whatever. If LFA has another show coming up, Contender Series I think starts in the summer, late summer. So pretty much just take it from there.
Man, what it's like to be young, man. 27 years old, young buck. You're like, yeah, I could do a few more. Why not?
That's
some
right.
fun, man.
Get some more this year for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, man. What's the goal of this MMA journey, man? What are you trying to accomplish at the end of the day?
Man, I'm trying to get to the top. That's the only place to go. I'm trying to get to the UFC, trying to show the world that I'm on the level of all these UFC welterweights and eventually get the title. So, this year, 2015, I feel like I can still make it happen. I can get into the UFC and just get my foot in the door and start really showing what I'm about.
There you go. All right, man. Do some quick fire questions here, and then we'll let you get you on your way. First one: who's your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter, I'm gonna say my mom.
There you go. First meal after a victory. You went in there, you fought, whether it was the entire you went the distance or you got a quick finish. What's that one thing you're thinking about right after? Like, dude, I'm so hungry. I just want this.
Okay, so for sure for this one, I can already see it because I fought at Mystic so many times. It's gonna be that Chinese food there that they got right next to the venue inside.
There you go. All right, favorite combat. I think you already answered this, but favorite combat sports athlete.
Yeah, Anderson Silva has got to be my favorite.
All right, and then do you have a favorite athlete outside of combat sports?
Damn, I don't watch a whole lot of other sports. I'm gonna say Terrence Crawford for boxing.
There you go. Hey, that's a good one though. That's a good one. I mean, there's very few guys that can fight like Terrence. I mean, they do
right.
Technical as they come, man. All right, on April 11th, man, against Omoyele Gonzalez at LFA 206. What can the fans expect from the Hitman?
Man, dynamite. He's an exciting guy. I'm an exciting guy. All my wins are by finish, so I'm coming there to do the same thing. It's going to be fireworks.
And don't miss it, folks. Dynamite, as Hitman just said it. LFA 206, April 11th from the Mystic Lake Casino Hotel in Prior Lake, Minnesota. Tickets available at LFA.com through Ticketmaster. Broadcast live on UFC Fight Pass featuring the young one. He is Joey, the Hitman Hart. Joey, thank you for your time, man. Best of luck.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.